It is day 2 of being here at MPDC, which is the Motion Picture Driving Clinic. Now, if you were here for my last video, you would know that my husband is going through the Super Stunt Level 1 class of the driving and drifting here taught by Ryan Sturs. Now, yesterday, Ryan Sturs was here. Today, he is traveling for a stunt job, and they have another instructor teaching the class today. I am going to be doing photographing and filming social media content, not only for MPDC, but for a stunt-related page that I run for someone else. What's going on here and what Motion Picture Driving Clinic does is they teach stunt driving for motion picture, for stunt related activities. And if you have a hobby and you just like getting in the car and being wild without being reckless, they teach you how to be wild, but you're gonna do it professionally. And I'm just really looking forward to this experience. Adventure awaits. Let's go. I have my Sony a7 III out right now. We're just focusing on the photography, and I'm walking over to the track as we speak. They're all about to get into their cars. Guys, it's gonna be fun. Currently right now, it looks like they're trying to stop and hit a mark at a certain moment, and I'm just grabbing a few shots of them doing so. Nothing crazy is happening. Wow. Okay, love. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Here we go. I'm scared.
So, turned almost as soon as you had lockup. Get that lockup, ride it down here a little ways. Action then. Not a bad one, not a bad one. Bring it a little bit farther down. So all three of you came down, you were a little bit narrow on your line of approach.
As you can see, we're doing a ridey ride. I'm gonna be getting some point of view shots with my camera.
There you go.
Woo!
Eyes, look at that end mark.
Nice.
Action then.
Nice job, Mr. Sanchez.
In the arena.
Thank you.
That was really good, love.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it a little closer.
Good one, good one.
Yes, sir. So I just spent about a good, I'd say, hour and a half out here, maybe 2 hours, just getting photo and video content for MPDC's Instagram. What a day. And it's still the morning. Like, we have yet to hit even noon. We're gonna go check on River now. I'm sure she'll be excited to see us. I love that this is out here in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by beautiful mountains and plains. Okay, well, hello. Hello. Did you miss me? Yeah? All right, let me get in. Good girl. Fun little story. When I was younger, I wanted to drive. I wanted to drift. And my dad was like, heck yeah, let's do it. And my mom was like, don't you dare. And this is exactly the location that I lived in growing up that I wanted to attend. And it's just so wild that like 10 years later, I'm married to a man taking a stunt driving course for film and television. It feels so nice to sit down right now. Oh my gosh, what a day. In the sun, in the desert. What a life we live. So abnormal. What do you think of Daddy's drifting? Do you have any thoughts? All right. I'm really debating on getting a coffee. The thing is that our refrigerator stopped working in the van in Astro. I originally put my brand new creamer in it, and now it's gone because the refrigerator failed to work. Listen, I can go without caffeine. I've done it many, 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 many times. I'll live. It would be a nice midday pick-me-up, so I am really debating on going and getting a Starbucks drink. Starbucks is so expensive though. Now that I make my own coffee all the time, I'm like $7, $8 for a coffee. Before I was making my own coffee, Ben was like, how are you spending $7 to $10 on a coffee? And I'm like, if you liked coffee, you'd understand. And now I'm making my own coffee and I'm like, I don't understand, Brie. Why are you spending that kind of money? I guess gotta treat yourself here and there, right? Let's go treat ourselves. Currently, I'm trying to figure out what to eat. We had Taco Bell yesterday, And we typically like to skip when it comes to fast food, but we do need fast food, so that's the problem. I am wiped. I need to take a nap, eat some food, drink some coffee. Everything keeps getting delayed because I'm filming, so I'm gonna check back in with you guys later. So I will see you shortly. I have some news. It's been like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks later that I'm continuing this vlog because so much has been happening. One, Ben has been flying back and forth to Pennsylvania times a billion, and we're in the process of moving into our own place. For those of you who don't know, me and my husband, we are part-time van lifers. I'm more in the van than he is. He's with me on these big giant trips that I take, but otherwise on the smaller trips, day trips, overnight trips, 2 or 3 night trips, it's typically just me. But anyways, we're moving into our own apartment because we've had a roommate for 4 years, and so now we're moving into our own apartment, and our schedule has been so busy. Today I wanted to take an adventure, so I'm actually at Vasquez Rocks, kind of near Acton, California. We're gonna get out here in just a little bit. I'm so stoked. It's such a beautiful day. Also, it was right here, but it kept falling on Ben's and my head. Ow, I just hit this thing. But our shoe little holder here, it kept falling, and our pole keeps falling too, so we're gonna have to, oh my gosh. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so you yourself witnessed it. But this pole keeps, oh my gosh. This pole keeps falling, and while we're driving too, but we want to keep it up for privacy reasons. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, but every time I drive, I'm like checking it out, saying a little prayer, and thankfully God has kept me safe. But we got to get this figured out, and now we need a new place to put our shoes because this right here has just gotten so heavy, and it hasn't really gotten heavy because we've avoided putting more in it, but I think our pole just needs a replacement. We're gonna figure that out, but literally look at how messy the van is right now. First of all, my dear mom, she gave me this little gift basket, and it's so cute. Definitely have a lot of cleaning to do. We've been moving, like I said, so there's been stuff thrown, stuff taken out. Anyways, let's get out into nature. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. I am very excited about being here. It's been a couple of years actually. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. I came to take photos of a friend and it was beautiful. But nothing has really prompted me to come over here and out of sight, out of mind mentality. So I'm just grateful to be here today, checking out the beautiful rocks on a little hiking trail with River. She's going crazy right now. I don't know why. She's like pulling everywhere on this leash, and she's really well trained to be on a leash, so I'm unsure what's going on. But yeah, with all this moving going on, there's been very little time for just exploration. I will say though that this summer is going to be so great because there's going to be so many traveling opportunities, and you guys know that I go to Washington for work in the summer, and I have some really cool plans when it comes to Washington with one of my friends as of this moment, praying that everything comes into fruition very naturally, organically, and good. So I'm excited for that. I legit had to take a couple minutes of a break because focusing on where I'm going, talking, and holding up an iPhone to film, my lungs are like And I'm also being super alert. Even though I'm in a park, it's a park, you know, anyone can enter the park. How has your guys' spring been thus far? Have you guys gone on any exciting trips? Has anything miraculous happened to you? Have you made some great friendships? What's been going on in your guys' life? It's really funny. In my last video, I forgot my coffee maker. Wait, no. Wait. No. And since that video, I have received 2 gifted coffee makers. One from my mom and one from my friend Julianne. And it was just so funny. Now I'm gonna have to show you the coffee makers. Actually, I'm gonna enter them right here. Check this out. My mom gave me this one. And then my friend Julianne gave me this one. How cute is that? But I just thought that was so thoughtful. Now I have so many coffee makers. I'll have to alternate them. I'll have to rotate them out. But both of them are so aesthetically pleasing, and I'm just like, this is awesome. Oh my gosh, look at the people on top of the rocks. That is so cool. One thing that's really cool about today is that it's cool and there's a breeze without the W-I-N-D. And if you watched my last video, you know that I avoid saying it because it's basically calling its name. Now I'm kind of messing around, but it's just always happened to be so that when I do say the W-I-N-D word, it comes. You know, the earth is alive, so I'm like, why wouldn't it come when it's called, you know? I do have some cool activities that I plan on doing today, such as painting. I wanted to cook. Guys, every time I put something in our fridge right now, it keeps going bad because the freezer is broken and we don't know what happened. It was a while ago that we were having issues with our fridge. And then we got a part, and Ben and our manager, he helped us install it in our fridge because we were learning the whole gist of things. They put the piece in and it worked beautifully. Our fridge worked amazing. And then all of a sudden, within the past month and a half, putting food in there, cooking and stuff, and guys, it stops working and all the food in the fridge goes bad. And we're like, what the heck? We've had problems with this fridge since we got our van. And I'm just like, and our heater is broken. And this is a very normal thing, actually. And Ben and I did a lot of research before we purchased our van. Everyone has issues with their heater. It's just a normal van life thing. You're gonna have problems with your heater. But the fridge plays just such a huge part because that's our food. I currently feel on top of the world. This is my view right now. Super pretty. Okay, down we go. I fail to trust myself, especially when I'm alone without any help, knowing that if I get myself into a pickle, I have to be the one to get myself out of the pickle. We're just looking out for ourselves. You know, listen, zero living in fear, but you gotta use your head, you know? Up. Oh my gosh. Up. Good girl. Up, up. Up, up. Up, up. Up, up. Really, come on. You got this. Up, up. Up, up. 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 Good girl. Up. 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 So one really cool thing that I've been getting to do this year, which has absolutely changed the game in my faith, I got this little Bible. In our household, we call these little Bibles. It's one of those ones where you can take it wherever you go. And so I do. And because there's really no excuse not to be in the Word when you have it wherever you go, I'm in the Word all the time. It's so amazing, and it has seriously been a huge game changer to my faith. I am currently in the process of reading the whole New Testament front to back, as well as Psalms and Proverbs, because this little Bible has Psalms and Proverbs in the back as well as the whole New Testament. It's just been something that's been really cool this year to be able to get to do. And because literally anywhere I go, I get to take this with me. And because I take this with me, it actually opens up the opportunity to a lot of conversations. It's kind of like an icebreaker. Big game changer. Definitely 10/10 recommend. This is the ESV version of the Holy Bible. It's changed my life. I am preparing this year to do the Bible in a year next year. That's really cool. Okay, we are back in Astro. I have to tell you, I am so excited to get back to Washington this summer. I love me the desert, and I've grown to love me the desert. However, there's just something about evergreen trees and fresh air and water that just fill my soul. My hair is wild at the moment, you know, being in nature. All right, I am just taking a quick moment to catch my breath. That sun was a lot. I know I'm going to sleep so well tonight because the sun always makes me so exhausted. And that's good because I slept in a little later than I had wanted to this morning. We made the drive from Vasquez Rocks up to the Antelope Valley, and we parked at Starbucks. I would actually use the coffee makers that was so graciously gifted. However, because our fridge is currently needing maintenance, I unfortunately was unable to put creamer in there. And what is coffee without maple syrup and creamer, both of which need to be refrigerated? So I am going to treat myself to Starbucks. I have a little bit more money in my Starbucks app, so I'm like, thank you, God. Yes, let's do it. And then River needs to eat some food. I want to avoid opening up a can of her dog food because I'm going to be unable to put it in the fridge to keep it cold. So I'm just going to get her a pup cup and mix it in with her dry dog food. Chef's kiss, it works like a charm. Any of you van lifers who have a dog and you give dry dog food but they're picky, go get a pup cup from Starbucks. It's the way to go. And before we actually go into Starbucks, I'm gonna take a nap. Because I was just thinking about it in between takes. I was like, I kind of want to feel awake before having my coffee rather than relying on the coffee to make me feel awake. So I'm going to take a 15-minute nap and then we're going to head into Starbucks. All right, I just woke up. I took an hour-and-a-half nap and it's time to get some Starbucks. I'm ready, and so is she. River, sit. All right, let's get you fed. And I'm going to be ever so slightly selfish right now. I'm going to test my drink before I make her food so that I have the energy to make her food. I'm just kidding. That's such an excuse. I have the energy. I just want to taste this. I only get the straw, by the way, to mix it so that it gets cold all the way to the bottom. Oh, that is so much better than what I just tried. That powder that they put at the bottom of the iced lavender oat milk lattes taste funky by themselves. Let's just put it that way. All right. I got her dry dog food. And this is what I would normally put in her food, but the fridge, like we talked about earlier, needs maintenance and it fails to get cold at the moment. I avoid giving her the whole can. So afterwards, the wet dog food needs to be chilled. All right. We feed her just a little under that black mark that says Mark. And then we're just going to take this pup cup. It's one of my favorite recipes for her. This pup cup and this dry dog food. And we're just going to mix it on up. This looks so glorious in the eyes of River. River, are you ready? All right, come on. Yes. All right, so I just found a nice place to park, and I just thought it might be nice to do some painting. It's been a minute since I've painted rocks. I find painting rocks very therapeutic. It's a hobby of mine. I really enjoy it. Here are just a couple of rocks that I've painted that I'm just a little proud of. This one over here, just very zen, very therapeutic. The other ones that I painted were just kind of for fun, but these ones mean something to me. They kind of define who I am a little bit. And then today I want to continue painting this rock. I started painting this one a while back, and I think I picked this bird to imitate and copy. So I think I might get started on the eyes and the beak. Let's do this, Bree. I have to tell you, before I started doing this today, I was thinking of how much I wanted to include this in the video, but how little I wanted to set it up. Laziness was getting the best of me, and I had to do it. And the setup really is so simple, but I got in my head so much, and it always makes me feel so much better. I just kind of sit in silence, I create something, I find peace, and it always makes me feel good. What's that thing that you guys like to do that every time you do it, you just become very peaceful? It just brings you joy. If you've gotten to this part of the video, which is nearing the end, and you have yet to hit that like button, or if you're new here and you have yet to subscribe, it would really, really help out this channel. And if you can leave a comment, whether it's about the video or something completely different, whatever it is, the comments really help the algorithm in boosting this YouTube video in the sights of other people who are looking for van lifers and nomad styled living. I would really appreciate that, and every like, comment, share, subscribe, each and every single one of those ones makes a difference. All right, friendly friends, help me find a name for this guy. Help me find a name for this guy, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.